Hello, ladies. This is training number 2. I'm Shannon again with Higher Achievers. I work with high achieving Christian women who are entrepreneurs and help them to go higher achieving through the process of hearing the Holy Spirit and then actually following what He says. So, I have this desire to offer a training to those of you who have now spoken out or who are more confident in co-creating with God in this vision, this dream, this idea that they're having. If you have not yet listened to the first training, I suggest you go back and listen to that before you listen to today's training. Or if you are already an entrepreneur who has spoken things out, said yes to God, prayed about it, you have been journaling about this, you have done business research, something along those lines, and now you are ready to actually start your business, then this is the training for you. This training is not going to be super long, but this training is very important because you have all these ideas and all these thoughts going through you. You speak them out, and then the idea is, now what? When it comes to an entrepreneurial endeavor, you have to start somewhere, but not always do you know where to start. So, speaking from experience, yes, I have done this a few times, and I have the lineage of a few entrepreneurs. I have also heard stories from many, many women who have a difficult time taking what they have and doing something with it. Because you are not just wearing the hat of an entrepreneur. You are not just trying to create one thing, but in fact, you probably have a full-time job, you might have a family, you might have parents to take care of, you have friends, you have ministry, you have something else going on, you're involved in this and this and this. How do I know this about you? Because you're an entrepreneur, and you can't just sit still and watch Netflix all the time. So, where do you begin? Let me tell you that with my MBA, I studied strategy. Now, I studied strategy for companies who are on all sides of the spectrum, all parts of the spectrum. So what I'm talking to you about doesn't necessarily apply to the next business that's bigger or smaller, but some areas, some strategic moves do overlap. So the easiest, best place to start for you as a starting out entrepreneur, a new entrepreneur in this thing that you have, is you have to step back, look at it from long term, and then get narrower. Get narrower with what you need to do, and get narrower in who you are trying to work with. Now, all of this really is business related. You can apply some of these things that I'm talking about to a ministry if you are an entrepreneur in this way, or to just a personal dream that you have. Some of these things also, you need to look way back, start 10, 5, 3 years, 1 year. All of this could be very overwhelming, but at least you have to start with 90 days. 90 days. This is so important. 90 days. You have to get into a mental mode to understand 90 days from now, what is one goal that you want to achieve. Now, this is not the time and the place for me to coach you around what this goal would be. That's for another time, another conversation, just between you and me, because this has a lot of factors around it. But in general, 90 days from now, what goal do you want to have hit or made steps towards hitting? What result do you want to have? Now, you can do a lot of things with this result. Is it time sensitive? Have you done your analysis around? I mean, there's lots of things that you can do with this 90-day goal. So I'm not saying choose your 90-day goal and then back away, because this 90-day goal might have to be looked at a couple of times in order for you to have a very clear, actionable goal, like action steps to reach this goal. Okay? But what I'm telling you, if you are just starting out, this is one of the most important things to do, is go from big picture to small picture. 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, 90 days. Now, this doesn't have to be super specific in all of these time frames. You just need to have some clear understanding for yourself, because if you don't have clear understanding for yourself, then your customers will not have clear understanding at all about what you want them to buy, get involved with, be a part of. They're not going to understand. So let's say 90 days from now. What is that date for you? You could be watching this today on August 3rd. You could be watching this on August 29th. You could be watching this on November 1st. So for whatever day you're watching this, what is 90 days ahead? Simple. Pull out your calendar on your phone or somewhere, do the math. 90 days. Okay? Realistically, what is one goal that you want to accomplish during those 90 days? Again, this is not the time and the place for me to ask a bunch of coaching questions around it. But let me be very honest in saying this. You're an entrepreneur, but that's not the only hat you're wearing. So while you're thinking about this goal for 90 days, you have to take everything into account on who you are, what you need, where you're at. Take all of this into consideration. You cannot just separate your personal life from your professional life. They come together in such a very dynamic, beautiful way. So 90 days from now, what is it that you want to result? What results do you want to have in your entrepreneurial endeavor? Okay, so let's go with an example. 90 days from now, I want to have 3 new coaching clients. Let's just say for an example, okay? So then the idea, don't start thinking about all the things, all the marketing tools, all the CRM, all the accounting. Don't start thinking about all that yet. The idea then is to keep going backwards in this. Now, this might take a little time, a little thought, might not happen all in one go, might take 1 coffee today, 1 coffee tomorrow, 2 on Saturday. But the idea is that you need to then take this 90-day goal and break it down, not super specific yet, but break it down into actionable steps. Okay? Now, let me be honest with you. As we're doing this, this is not often easy for us entrepreneurs to do this by ourselves. I understand. My mind gets caught up in so many things, and then it gets distracted, and then I think, what if? And then I have this idea, and then another conversation in myself starts, and then it's like, what did I start doing while I sat here? So, again, like I said in the first training, you might have to involve others. You might have to invite someone over that you trust. Invite someone to sit with you who you know is a good listener, good question asker, someone who's really interested or who cares about you, your well-being. I'm going to say this. My husband's good at this, but not the best at this. Why? Because it's too personal for him. He wants to see me do great things, so he's not going to say, oh yeah, babe, just do this. He's going to say, but what if you did this and this and this and this? I don't need that right now. You don't need that right now. So again, if you do not have someone in your life like this, contact me. 30 minutes, free session. Let's do this together. Let's see what kind of steps we can do together. So, okay, let's assume now that you have 90 days, okay, ahead of you. For you entrepreneurs who are already 10 years ahead, you can also be doing this example or this activity. 90 days from now, what kind of results do you want? Now, it can be the same results that you had last quarter, plus 2%. But what results do you want? What small steps can you take, let's just say each week? So this results in 12 different action steps. Okay? Now, don't go super crazy trying to be super realistic, because as you work each week, you'll recognize what you can and cannot do. And this 90-day goal may or may not have to be flexible. Okay? But in general, what I'm saying is, if you are an entrepreneur who has just gotten your stuff out, you've started to co-create with God, it's in the world, you're creating something, what do you need to do? You need to think 90 days and then work backwards. Making myself clear. Okay? So, 3 clients, working myself backwards, 12 weeks, what do I need to be doing? So now this is what you have to look at. You have to look at these 12 weeks that you have alongside your personal calendar. For example, you need to mark out where you're taking vacation. You need to mark out when do the kids start school. You need to mark out when is a difficult week at work, because, you know, if you're in the middle of November and you're doing this, or in the middle of December, Christmas time might be a crazy time for you at work, or it might be a downtime. Okay, so match that alongside this calendar that you're creating, this 90-day goal. Okay, so now what you do is you need to work backwards and think about what you really need. So 3 clients. My strategy to find clients is more word of mouth. Okay, I can have the website, I can do the social marketing, I can do all of these things, and that's kind of like a fluff added. But what I really want to do is find clients through word of mouth and through referrals. So then what I need to do is think about what I need to do these 12 weeks to begin planting seeds into people, so that when 10, 11, 12 weeks comes, I have people ready to commit to me with a contract. That's my plan of action. Now you see, I not only had to think of the 90 days, what I want to happen, but I also had to then include, because I've done this before, my values, the way I want to do this, the vision that I have. I need to have some principal core things down, so that when I take action every week, they are in line with me. I am not doing things that the world tells me has to be done. For example, 2 of my very best clients, I had dreams of and then contacted them. Why? Because in the very beginning of my business, I said, God, this is how I want to find clients. This is how I want to meet with people. I want you to give me a vision of them, a dream about them. I want you to really put them on my mind. I want to pray over them, pray about them, pray into them, and then contact them. Because then I know some things are already started in the spiritual realm. What happened? I contacted them, had to do a little bit of investing into this, and then here comes the fruit tree. Okay? But as I look back, and as you recognize in my story, hopefully, is that I didn't just follow the way that the world does. I didn't read every marketing book out there and then decide that I do it this way. No, I had to follow my own convictions, my own thoughts, my own understanding, the things that make me unique. And I had to work with that from the very beginning. So, now you've spoken things out. Now you've started to co-create. Now you kind of have this 90-day vision. Results, you see this one result that you want. Now the question is, how can you work each week in integrity with who you are? Committed to your values, focused on the vision that you have, doing it the way that you know you can do it. doing it the way that the Holy Spirit wants you to do it. This is all very important. You can even be, for example, an affiliate marketer. You can be in some network marketing business, and they can hand you all the things to do, but you don't have to do it that same way. You need to do it the way that makes you thrive, the way that makes you come alive, that makes you get out of bed every morning, that actually gives you joy. Imagine that. You can buy all the business books out there, but this business book was written by this guy because this is what worked for him. This business book was written by this lady because this worked for her. What works for you? It's a very important thing to do, is to sit back and understand these core principles. So the values in my business: encouragement, challenge, rest, and joy. Do you know your values for your vision, for your dream, for your entrepreneurial endeavor, for your business? If not, this might be a good place to start for you. Do you know your vision? Can you articulate this in a quick way, clear, concise? If not, this might be something that you need to work on. So you've got your vision, you've got your values, and then all these other things that the world says you need to have in order to get to your results might be very much in hand what you need to do. But again, you need to do it according to your own convictions. God gave this dream, this vision to you so that you can steward it the way only you can. Don't lose that in what you're doing. Your business will be the best it will be because you're being the best version of yourself. I really bless you. As you are on this entrepreneurial endeavor, as you are starting out, as you are enjoying the process, as you are waking up each day with this motivation and this excitement, I really bless you that this does not get taken away by all the things the world says you need to do. No. Sit down and ask the Holy Spirit what He needs you to do. Do this. You might just have blessings beyond understanding. You might just have peace beyond understanding. You might just have joy when everyone else is frustrated. You might have 10, 20, 30, 100-fold in your business, and you won't be able to understand how that happened. It's because you do it in integrity. You do it the way the Holy Spirit wants to do it with you. You're not doing this alone. So, again, you've pulled this dream, this vision out. You've been brave enough to speak about it. You want to do something about it. You come from big vision or big vision, go smaller down. Start with 90 days. What result do you want in 90 days? Understand where that 90 days is. Understand how you can work each week in steps that line up with who you are. If you don't know who you are, if you're exploring this, if you're in a new season, if this is a difficult exercise for you, find someone. Work with someone. Work with me so that you can do this and you can thrive and you can show the world that this is a possibility to do this with God, to do this in full integrity with who you were created to be. I bless you. I encourage you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to message me. Feel free to write them below. Contact me. There's lots of ways to contact me. Yes, let's be in touch. But here you go. You got this.